Hey, this is Mike Addis. Thanks for joining us. It's always our pleasure to bring you these videos. So today we're going to talk about nobody wants to get rich slow. And that's a quote by Warren Buffett. Because when he was asked by Jeff Bezos, what you're offering here and the information you have is so simple, how come more people don't, use it? Or how come more people don't gain from it, make money, get wealthy? And his answer, Warren Buffett's answer was because nobody wants to get rich slow. So that's the title of this video today. So how are we going to get around all that? So let's just talk about it, and we're going to look at assets and income and growth and all that good stuff, fun stuff. We'll try to make it brief too. So once again, when Jeff Bezos approached Warren Buffett why people didn't use a simple formula for investing, Buffett answered, nobody wants to get rich slow. Why slow and steady wins the race? That's really the key to the video. So if you tried and listened to some of our other videos, you'll realize that there are two kinds of asset classifications, actually three, but basically two. One that produces income and other that produce growth, and you can kind of get growth in income, but it's not that easy to get. For example, Berkshire Hathaway, owned by Warren Buffett, doesn't pay out any dividends, so you don't get any money out of that. You don't get any cash. You only get wealth appreciation or growth appreciation. It appreciates, it gets bigger. Same thing for Amazon. Amazon doesn't pay out any cash. But if you bought Amazon stock 25 years ago at $10, it's now worth $3,250 or whatever the hell it's worth today. So once again, you didn't get any cash out of it. You just increased your wealth through wealth appreciation or growth of the company. There are other assets, for example, real estate. I'll give you an example of a property that I own. So the property that I bought here, I overpaid for it because it's in North San Diego County in a city called Carlsbad near the ocean. So any property near the ocean is going to run you about $1 million. So this is about 3,000 square feet. Livable space is smaller. And I paid $950,000 for it about a year and a half to go. Today it appraises out at about 1.15. So it's gone up a couple $100,000. So that's about a 15% increase. Let's just say 10%. So 10% on $950,000. It's $9,500, so it's gone up $100,000, but I get no real cash out of the investment. It's a property that I live in. Now, if I wanted to recognize cash flow, since I use about 30% of the property for business only, exclusively for business, I could pay myself a $2,500 a month rental fee. I mean, meaning as the owner of the business, I charge the corporation, which uses the space. I can even charge $2,000. That's $24,000 in income on this asset, but I don't do that. I can, but I don't. So what did I get out of it? Well, I just increased the wealth by about $100,000 to $150,000. The increasing in wealth doesn't mean you realize it in cash. So Buffett has $89 billion of his total net worth tied up in Berkshire Hathaway. Does he get any cash out of it? No, he only pays himself $100,000 a year, but he has grown his wealth. What is wealth? Good question. Wealth is the difference between your total assets and your total minus your total liability. So your total assets would be your real estate, the corporations that you own that are publicly traded, companies that you own private. It's hard to evaluate the value of that. Your cash in your bank account, your real estate, blah, 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 minus all the money that you owe against those assets. So total assets minus total liabilities, your debt. So if you have a mortgage, you got to subtract that out, is your net worth. And your net worth is actually your wealth. I don't know if anybody ever explains that, but that's really what it is. At least that is what it is to me. Now I have the top 5 ways to increase your wealth and improve your cash flow. So when you own real estate, if you have the right kind of properties, income producing properties, you'll get appreciation which will grow your wealth, and you're going to make cash off of it too. You have to manage the properties, you got to hire people out to manage them, blah, blah, blah. So there's a lot of things that go on with owning real estate that are a pain in the ass. Assuming that you want to do that, that's okay too. So the next thing you have is you have cash flow that you get from dividends, or say you have a retirement account and you get money from the retirement. That's cash that's coming in. If you have dividend income producing assets like I own JP Morgan Chase, JPM is the symbol, at $99 is now up to $114. So I have a 15% appreciation in wealth, assuming that I sell the asset or my position in the stock. And then I also get a 5% dividend. So I get cash, I get both. So, it takes time to accumulate that. You don't make a lot of money in just holding on to stocks unless you own a couple $1 million worth of stocks. You can't get any cash out of it. And I also own, which is more importantly, income-producing businesses. which is primarily in the asset recovery business. The asset recovery business is all about taking non-producing assets from other people, usually in the form of inventory, and technology is what I focus on. And I buy those assets and then I sell them off. Therefore, I produce cash, but the wealth doesn't really grow unless I want to recognize my wealth in the company. So Warren Buffett says intrinsic value is what something is worth. So if I'm producing, let's say, $250,000 a year, and it goes out for 10 years, it's worth $2.5 million. So I think the company's worth somewhere between $3 and $5 million. Discounting, if you're using a bond of 4 or 5%, and anything on top of that, and on and on and on. You can look up intrinsic value. Buffett explains all these things in detail. So there you go. You have two things. You can increase your wealth through owning assets that appreciate in value. And while you're doing that, you got to have money coming in. So you can work a job or you can own a business. I prefer to own businesses because I don't want to work for anybody. And I make a hell of a lot more money owning and operating businesses. And I actually don't operate them anymore. I have other people that operate them for me. So there you go. Wealth and income. Kind of related, but then again, not. This is Mike Addis. Thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed this video. I hear jets flying overhead because I'm near the airport. I will not be taking off anytime soon. It's a private airport. Once again, thanks for joining us. Hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give us a comment, give us a thumbs up, give us a thumbs down. But most importantly, don't forget to subscribe, and don't forget to take a look at our blog. Hopefully we'll put it up here at mattiscash.com if you're interested in reading, because I write every day and post the blogs every day. Thanks again. See you on the next video.